is where the fun begins.
It's a very big universe I've created, and there's a lot of stories that are sitting in there.
The main thing is to protect these characters, make sure that they still continue to live in the way that you created them.
Hi everyone, this is OG Star Wars, and today we're going to discuss the further treatment of the originally established characters that George Lucas created himself. And isn't it funny how we just seen the video where Kathleen Kennedy says that they're going to honor the characters that he created? Well, it doesn't seem so. And we already seen, you know, the little poster, or not the little, but the poster that has the red X over Luke Skywalker's face. Now, everybody knows that I'm a huge Luke Skywalker fan. He is the one I related to growing up. He is the one I wanted to see what was going on in his development after Return of the Jedi, which goes into the EU. I didn't have to relate to him because for his skin color or his gender. I related to him for his humanity, for his experience, for his trials and tribulations, all of that. I wanted to see what happened next with him. And so that's just a little inkling of my how I got into Star Wars, especially the expanded universe. Now, back to the red X on his face. So we all know that came out a while back, and people questioned it, and then the associates that work at Disney Lucasfilm basically said they were having a game Empire versus Rebel Alliance kind of deal, and they explained it off in such a way. However, this is just one evidence of how they are dismantling the heroic nature of Luke Skywalker, and that's what has been in question for a long time. Everybody liked The Force Awakens because it was a new movie from the Star Wars franchise. We haven't had one in a long time, thus it making billions of dollars and having a huge turnout. And JJ gave us, or gave the viewers, you know, little mystery boxes, and we're like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Why did Luke Skywalker go off by himself? There was a lot of questions to even the protagonist, Rey, and if she's going to, and I have a jet flying over, if she's going to, who's she gonna be linked to? Skywalker, Solo, what have you. Then we get The Last Jedi. We see further damage to Luke Skywalker's character, how he perceives the Jedi Order, how he sees that it should just cease to exist, all of that, which was very out of character. If you know Luke Skywalker from the EU, you would know that if he did something wrong, he worked to correct it, right? If he did, if he failed or what have you, he worked to correct it. He never gave up on the galaxy, his family, friends, the Jedi. He was the one who kept his word to his masters that he will pass on what he knows, right? And so we have all that. So we have that to compare and contrast. Whether you agree with me or not, I don't give a shit. All right. And so we have that. And then we have novels such as the Alphabet Squadron, and this is what it looks like here. And in there, they make him less significant. Basically said he was, him shooting down the Death Star, shooting that critical target, it didn't matter. What mattered is what Jen Erso did. And so basically, Luke didn't matter. He did not matter. And how a writer writes the character is how the viewer is going to perceive them. Just like how the characters developed in the movies is how the viewer is going to perceive them, right? So when we have writers saying Luke is not significant to what had happened, they're taking away his character arc of heroism. They're taking away his hero's journey of heroism. They're taking away basically the fundamental structure, how George wanted to create him, because maybe because he's a white character, maybe because he's male, maybe because they want their characters to be more significant. Who knows? There's a plethora of little things that you can dig at to the reason. And it doesn't, just like Kennedy says, they're going to honor the characters. Bullshit. So now we're going to take a look at this Aphra novel, and it is Star Wars Dr. Aphra. And this is first person account. That's how they written this. We do have a couple of them in the original EU. iJedi is one of them, first person account. However, they don't go in and destroy characters that they're discussing. Luke Skywalker is in iJedi. He doesn't, the writer does not destroy the character or make him less significant. However, this one does. So let's take a look. So the Dramatis Personae, and I'm going to go down here and think about this. I'm talking mainly about Luke Skywalker, right? But this goes back to original characters as well, including Han, Leia, let's see, Darth Vader as well. So we have Dr. Aphra. She basically talks about herself, rogue archaeologist, weapons, and droid expert extraordinaire. Of course, she's going to talk herself up, right? And our intrepid heroine. There you go. There you go. And then Darth Vader, infamous Sith Lord, man of few words, our intrepid heroine's terrifying boss. Well, of course, Darth Vader does have that demeanor about him. He has been the all-time favorite hero in a lot of overall villains in history, you know, so just his voice and his breathing alone is scary, right? All right, and then 000, protocol droid. Favorite hobbies include translation, hollow chess, and draining organics of all their blood. All right, so there you go, 000. And then BT, a blastomech droid, has a flamethrower. Okay, so these are just fundamental like descriptions, and mind you, she's describing them, but she's not degrading them, so take note of that. All right, and then Asana Staros, smuggler, unfortunate dreamboat. Okay, working with the rebels for some godforsaken reason. Mind you, we're seeing that she's working for the Empire, so she does have a bias. I get that. Okay. And then Black Chrysanstan or whatever. I butchered it. Who cares? Disgraced Wookiee, fearsome bounty hunter. Do not challenge him to a pit fight. All right. So disgraced. What have you. Whatever. And it's kind of weird when they say disgrace because Wookiees all are about honor and loyalty and all that. So I don't know where they're going with this and how that dynamic, and who knows. Padme Amidala, original character. The good, so that's in quotations, former queen and senator of Naboo. So why are they putting good? Is it because Senator Palpatine, you know, basically was the bad and he ended up being a Sith Lord and basically taking over on the galaxy? So were they doing that comparison? Does it even matter to put the good in there? Because people know that she was honorary and that they wanted her for 2 terms, but they couldn't do it as queen. It was against their own bylaws and stuff. And so their own laws and rules for the planet, you know, the governing rules basically. And she became a senator. So she still stayed in, but as a senator. All right, Luke Skywalker. I skipped over Princess Leia. We'll go back. Yellow-haired rebel humanoid. Yellow-haired. His hair, dirty blonde, light brown, but yellow-haired? Really? Yellow hair. I have never called a blonde person yellow-haired before. That's just very odd to me. Very, very odd. And then she continues with who is supposedly important for some reason. Really? If she works for the Empire and Darth Vader, this should be after, you know, A New Hope. You know, this has to be because Vader's alive here, so this has to be somewhere in the OT timeline. She should know who, you know, shot down the Death Star, who took that final blow of the Death Star, right? She should know this, especially when she works for Darth Vader, who is obsessed on finding the rebel. Then he learns that it's his son, so it makes his obsession even more pivotal. So right here, this is where my dislike goes with the new property and how they're handling Luke Skywalker and the pivotal legacy characters like Princess Leia, Han, and so on and so forth. Again, this goes back to the Alphabet Squadron saying that he wasn't important, that he shot the final devastating blow to the Death Star, but that's not important. No one else could do that. No one else could do that shot. He is very much important, especially since he's the Force user and the son of the Chosen One, who in the original lore basically created the new Jedi Order. In this one, he digresses all the way into the sequel trilogy and gives up on everyone and then dies of a Force seizure stroke. There you go. All right, back to Princess Leia Organa. Rebel royalty. Now, I do have a small problem with that. I don't care if you call it nitpicking or what have you, but she was never a rebel royalty. She was royalty to Alderaan. There's a huge difference. There was no royalty in the Rebel Alliance. Like that represents. She was the royalty to Alderaan. But I digress. Has a mean left hook. How in the hell does Aphra know about that? Did Leia sock her in the face? I hope so. Other than that, that was kind of pointless. To say, oh, she has a mean left hook. Is this just to, put her on a pedestal as a female character who can fight? We already know she can. We already know she can stand her ground, okay? So I digress from that. Now let's go to Han Solo. Han Solo, reformed scoundrel. Oh, reformed? Didn't they just say recently, that because he's so good that he doesn't fit the persona of a scoundrel, so he's not really a scoundrel or a smuggler? I wonder. Okay, so there's not really any consistency with the canon here. Our baby, this is just her, like I said, her take, because this is in first person, right? And always claims to save the day, actually useless. Really, he was never boastful or bragging, other than maybe how he pilots and how he's a smooth talker to women. Basically, that's my persona of him. I was never bothered by that. That's just how he is. But he was never fully boastful or bragful about other things. In fact, he was more or less conflicted. He wanted to be good. If you know him in the original lore, he wanted a family and everything. In this lore, no, he gives up on everybody. Just like Luke Skywalker, these men are useless in the new lore. They give up on everyone. And that's how they run. Again, honoring George's characters. Kennedy, you friggin' lying bitch. All right, here we go. Okay, Chewbacca. Han Solo's very loud Wookiee sidekick. No match for Black Chrysanthemum, in my opinion. Oh, so we have another Wookiee in the mix, and he is no match against that Wookiee, because of course that's their character. This is George characters. Chewbacca is George character. Their character is that Black Chrysanthemum. And so of course, Chewie can't beat him at anything. Chewie's useless compared to their characters. Take note of that, everybody. Take note of that. And then C-3PO, simpering 000 doppelganger. Okay, whatever. R2-D2, foolhardily BT doppelganger. Okay, again, they're no good compared to the newer droids of their lore. Notice that again, George's characters, right? Not good enough compared to their new characters, even the droids. They can't match or be as good or better, because God forsake that the original established characters are much better than their new established characters, right? And then Emperor Palpatine, our intrepid heroine's boss's boss. All right, whatever. And then Boba Fett, bounty hunter, inspires fear in the hearts of all except for the intrepid heroine. Really? Okay. And then Maz Kanata, badass pirate queen. Notice again, their new character. Look how she talks them up. Incredibly sore loser. And of course, then she has the sore loser. Whatever. And so there is one kind of even ground one, and then Corin Aphra, our intrepid heroine's father, obsessed with excruciatingly boring Jedi stuff. Oh, again, because she doesn't like Jedi, she works for the Empire, what have you. So these are the things that I've noticed over the years. I don't do much of this type of news, but this is like a compare and contrast thing that I always discuss, right? So have you noticed here that their characters are talked up by her mostly, while the established characters from George Lucas era, his characters from his movies, basically are talked down. They're insignificant, you know, all of that. I shared a small little evidence trail of how they are treating them. From Kennedy saying they were going to honor, from the black or the red X over Luke Skywalker's face, to, you know, the movies, to the novel saying he's not significant, that he wasn't important, even though he shot down the Death Star, he's not important, to this. So take note of that. As we move forward in watching more lore being created in Disney's Lucasfilm, their Star Wars, take note that no, just having one scene of Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian does not save the franchise, does not save Luke Skywalker, because this is still being continued. Everything in their lore is supposed to be connected, right? So we have all this dismantling and of these characters, you know, the regression, the humiliation, they're not important. And then we just have like maybe one or two scenes, or, you know, like comics maybe, and Mandalorian that does share a small inkling of what Luke's supposed to be. That does not fix the character arc. That does not fix Star Wars in general. So think about that. Anyways, I digress from all of this. Again, like, subscribe, and share. I do have merch at Redbubble. The description will be below in this video stream here. And thank you again for watching, and may the Force be with you.
I did pose this provocative idea, who is Luke Skywalker, that would be something that was said by one of our characters.